Hey guys, RichGonga, back to bring you some more Starcraft 2 1v1 action. Been missing a little bit, been a little bit busy, but I'm back to bring you some more replays. It does look like we have TwinPrime spawning as red Terran in the bottom on Xel'Naga Caverns. In the top, EpirD, blue Protoss. Always lovely EpirD. Nice enough to send me this replay. TwinPrime, his opponent on Xel'Naga Caverns. So, let us see how this pans out. I do believe the site is up to begin voting on a map pool for Season 7. If you are interested in that, definitely check it out. It is in the news feed for StarCraft. Does look like pretty standard timing from both of our players in terms of pylon and supply depot placement. TwinPrime a little bit late on that SCV, but I don't see that being an issue. EpirD is chronoing out a couple of probes. You can imagine a gateway going down very shortly, and there it is, as well as the racks. Now, if TwinPrime can get another supply depot up within a minute's time, this probe will be denied his scouting. And particularly against Terran versus Toss, always a good idea to wall off. Terran V's, or really anything that's not Terran, you want to go ahead and wall off against. This probe's not going to get into the base, so he is not going to see a whole lot. However, EpirD's gas timing is right on point, so it does look like we're going to see some standard play. Maybe EpirD's about to throw down a proxy pylon. I can see that probe doing that, either that, or he just went for super long distance mining for the gold. We do have standard gas timing from TwinPrime. I can imagine possibly an orbital coming up after this bunker or barracks is finished. This SCV wishing he could get back in. He does lower that. So this probe is going to attack this SCV, who is hating his life, being shocked to death. Oh, that's not good. And boom goes the SCV. That's never a good situation. So free kill for EpirD there. However, he is not going to be able to get in and is going to pull that probe away, who has laid down a proxy. Because this Marine's going to spawn and that probe is going to hate his life almost as much as that SCV, so he is just going to pull him out of there. Now, we do have the Cyber Core down for EpirD. I want to say that I like this placement, particularly because Terran all has ranged units, so anybody on this ramp, they can get firing. They can fire up here. Really, what this does is take away one of the spots for Reapers to jump in, but they still have this whole area, so not a whole lot you can do, and that's even if a Reaper is in, or on the way, I should say. But we do have a Stalker on the way for EpirD, so he's going to make his way down, try and cover this proxy. We do have a Reactor and a Tech Lab with a third racks going up, so I can imagine a Tech Lab going down there. We will see the 3 racks as well as the orbital just now going for TwinPrime. So these two Marines possibly going to head on over, command one of the Xel'Nagas, even though this probe is already there. These Marines, are they going to spot this proxy? They are looking around. Maybe poke his head back here. It's always, he doesn't poke his head back there. You always, if you are a Terran or Xur, you always want to check back here for proxy pylons. In this event, it is not there, but typically, Toss is either going to throw it here or here, because if they go right outside your natural, that is a very aggressive play from them. But this one Stalker is going to do everything he can. His buddy's going to join him, so they are going to hold this position from these 2 Marines. This probe needs to get out of there or he's going to die. And he's going to die. This Marine says screw it. Tries to KS the other Marine, but is unable to. One Stalker going to make his way up. Start firing away, maybe a little bit of micro from TwinPrime will save these Marines. And he does in fact pull them back, but I think I just heard some units being warped in, so EpirD does have warp gate research finished. He's on 3 gate now. And these Stalkers look like they are possibly going to start poking their heads up. Maybe relatively soon. However, some Marines and Marauders on the way. They're not going to be very successful. We even have Zealot out for EpirD, but these Marauders, I wonder if they have the slow. They do not, but it is on the way, as well as Combat Shield for Marines. So these 2 Marauders will lay down all the damage. However, this is quite a bit of Stalkers. Are they within TwinPrime's vision? They are within TwinPrime's vision, so he is going to raise up that supply depot and is going to take out that supply depot to allow free reign and walk right in. TwinPrime, that does supply block him, so not a good position. We do have another Marauder just spawned up now. However, this Marauder and these 2 Marines on the way. Supply drop being necessary to cover that supply depot that was lost, and TwinPrime throwing down 2 more supply depots so that he does not get blocked anymore. EpirD with quite a sizable force going to try and make his way up this ramp. He wants to get these Zealots in front, which is exactly what he does. They are going to be going up front. However, the Marauder slow has finished, so they are throwing down a lot of damage on these Zealots. And the supply depot does fall. Supply capping him again. However, these 2 supply depots have just finished. That Stalker stood no chance against this force, who's now making its way out. Do we have Stimpack? Not yet, but Combat Shield has just finished. So this SCV, he wants to be part of the cool kids going out and fighting battles. So that is exactly what he's going to do. TwinPrime throwing down 2 more supply depots to wall off his ramp, as well as prevent a supply cap, which is imminent as soon as these units spawn. 1 more of anything is going to stop him. However, we do have an engagement down here, but EpirD does back out, and TwinPrime does see the pylon, so he's going to want to take that out in a moment. However, this Sentry not going to make it home. These Stalkers going to walk all the way back. EpirD does have his natural going up, so he is getting ready for the mid game. 2 more Zealots and a Stalker coming out. So he is. I am surprised that TwinPrime left this here. That's not the best option I could see. However, EpirD does have all his units down here, so he is going to fight for his life to save this. And we do have an engagement down here. These Zealots tanking a lot of damage. However, there's so many Marauders, and they just do so much damage on these Stalkers. I think I did hear another warp in. Here we go. A couple more Stalkers and some Zealots. A little bit of micro from EpirD. Lag much. And TwinPrime is going to go down. A little bit of micro from EpirD, able to save these Stalkers, keep them alive, and keep his natural. Very good play from him. TwinPrime does look like he's going to throw down his own natural in a moment. He does throw down his own natural, and he does have quite a sizable force. Talk about getting tongue-tied. So these Stalkers could possibly pick off this SCV and make it quite annoying, and that's exactly what they do. I can see this getting canceled within a moment. It doesn't get canceled. He just loses 400 minerals. That's not a good position. EpirD does not want to walk up this ramp, however. He does have an Immortal. That Immortal is going to do exactly what he needs to against all the Marauders. That's a great answer for them. And he does pull all these units back. So we do have a 4th gate down for Epir. We have the 4th gate down being transferred into a warp gate now, and another Immortal as well as an Observer on the way, denying that expansion for TwinPrime. I don't play Terran much, but when I do play Terran, if you are a Terran, you always want to build your natural in your base, because it's usually the most defended place. So if you build, even, he happens to have this supply depot here, but even if you could put it up here, it doesn't take that long to float it over. You can make it even into an orbital if you want. And it just gives you a much better timing and security with your expansion, because it allows it to complete before you even try and fly out. It even gives you a little bit of vision, and it has quite a bit of health. If you take a look, it is 1500. So, relatively speaking, you always want to build it before. You always want to build it in your base and then float it to your natural, is what I do as Terran anyway, when I do play Terran. We do have 2 Immortals on the field for EpirD. And he is researching the +1 upgrades from this forge. And we do have a Twilight Council on the way, so maybe some Blink Stalkers, a 5th gateway from EpirD coming down. So we do have an Observer for Epir. He is going to poke his head up because he does not know what's going on back here. He is going to see the factory and Stargate. And here you do see the command center coming up for TwinPrime now, so that's exactly what you want to do. Put the command center inside your main base to be able to defend it. He's going to see exactly what he's up against. That is a lot of Marauders and Marines. Mix a couple of medevacs in there and he will be just fine. And we do have 2 more supply depots coming down because TwinPrime is in fact supply capped right now, so that's not a place he wants to be in. And this starport is going to start making some medevacs, so that's exactly what he needs to do. I don't think TwinPrime can see that observer. He can't. That observer would have to move to be able to see the ripples. And even at that, he does have plenty for a scan, even a couple of mules. And we have another observer out for EpirD, so he's going to be able to see all over the map exactly what's going on. TwinPrime going to try and hide this expansion while dropping his natural at the same time. So EpirD is going to know the timing, and as soon as this particular command center drops down here, we do have a double expand from TwinPrime. Quite a ballsy call. This medevac showing that Marauder a little bit of love right now, repairing him up to where he wants to be. However, do we have upgrades coming from TwinPrime? I don't even think we have an engineering bay yet. He definitely wants to get on that very soon. Maybe drop a couple mules down here. Well, he can always lift that up. A bit awkward of a placement, but EpirD is going to take the gold. And I do see Storm being researched, so I can see a few High Templar being produced relatively shortly. And there they are. They're going to come out with enough time to get their energy up to use this Storm. You might even be able to drop it twice. High Templar do have enough energy to drop 2 Storms and a feedback when they are maxed out. And he is going to take the gold, so he's going to drop down his Nexus Pylon and double assimilator. This pylon's still here. If EpirD decided to transition into Dark Templar, they would prove rather pesky, especially if he split them up, because all of these forces are in one ball and he would have to scan. However, he has plenty of energy to scan, but he would have to run all over the map, and I feel as though EpirD's micro, he would be able to destroy a couple of these command centers at the same time. Multitasking. This probe's super long distance mining the gas. And we do have ground weapons level 2 being upgraded, as well as zealot legs, so the zealots now are super fast. The blink has not been researched yet, but we do have a warp prism on the way. So I am curious to see what kind of drops EpirD will be doing, or what kind of warp-ins. Maybe pick up an immortal or 2, drop them in the main with a couple of stalkers. A lot of what I've seen out of TOS is, if you warp in a couple of sentries, you can drop them in the opponent's main and then wall their forces off. So I would be curious to see if that's what we're going to see out of EpirD. Not sure just yet. However, he does have his gold up in mining, and TwinPrime has no idea about any of this going on right now. I don't even think he realizes. He does realize that there is a robotics on the field, but that is the extent. And EpirD just dropping down massive amounts of gateways. He will have no worries about regenerating an army as quickly as possible. How many High Templar do we have? We do have 7 on the field. That is a ton of Storms at 2 each. That is 14 Storms that can be laid down, and a couple of feedbacks for the medevacs. TwinPrime, we do have double engineering bays going up for him. Or her, not sure. But pylons being placed all over the map. EpirD just absolutely insane with these. We do have 2 zealots and 2 sentries in this warp prism, and he is going to drop off right here. So exactly like I was talking about, that force field blocking the army from going anywhere. However, EpirD does have a million zealots walking down here with a bunch of stalkers. They do not have blink yet. And they are going to back out of this. These zealots using a lot of their charge on these rocks. And finally, TwinPrime is going to take out this pylon. EpirD has baited the main army out. So now we are going to see this warp prism drop right in the main. And he is going to force field this ramp off. I can see it coming. And the force field does drop down. So all these units are sitting there. I don't even know what they're doing at this point, but they cannot get up. He needs to pull those units away from there and out of range of the units, and another force field going down. However, unfortunately for EpirD, there is not much left to the main except all these production facilities. So if he can stop that, and these units hating life because they cannot get up there, trying to pull this Marauder down. He is able to wipe out a lot of Zealots, but EpirD just has so many warp gates going on. These medevacs look like they may fall shortly. So many Zealots in the main, wreaking all kinds of havoc on TwinPrime. He needs to start lifting these off because these sentries are not going to be able to do it themselves. But these Zealots are just hacking away, losing all of these barracks. And these Marauders throwing down all the damage they need to. TwinPrime has left the game, no GG. Sour about that. Drop right here, and these force fields just keeping the entire army. TwinPrime should have brought these medevacs over and dropped because there are 3 sentries, but really they cannot do the damage they need to. He should have utilized these medevacs a little better, I feel. But far be it from me to tell anybody how to play. I hope you guys enjoyed this game, and I'll talk to you guys later.